But
forward to this one. If you're joining us on social media, make sure you like, comment, and share. That keeps things going. Okay, so I got a guest that I've been waiting to talk to today. Is comedian David A. Arnold.
What's
Mr.
up?
What's going on, brother? How you feeling?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. It's nice to see you for my first time. I've been ready for this for a minute.
Well, it's good to be here. I'm glad I could make this happen.
Absolutely. So let me tell you something. The way I like to start off my show is I like to give my guests their flowers. Okay. Mm-hmm. So that just gives me an opportunity to start off the show by saying something nice.
Oh, that's okay. I'll take it.
Okay, thank you. So all I ask is that you sit back, relax, and take your flowers.
All right.
All right, here we go. So, Mr. David A. Arnold, I have to say, what I have to say is very short and sweet. I don't know where I first saw you at. It might have just been social media, Facebook, one of your videos gone viral or whatnot. But when I saw you, it was a very refreshing feeling. Now, I did know that you have some cursing in your comedy, but for some reason, when you tell comedy, it still seems very clean. You just seem like, you remind me of old school comedy a little bit. You know what I mean? It doesn't seem too raunchy or anything like that. It's just right. Just adult enough, just a little, you know what I mean? You put just a little stank on it just to be out there, but it's not going too far. And I like that. That's what I like about you. You bring a good energy. You're a good looking man. No disrespect. I know you married, but I just gotta, you know,
I mean, I ain't good looking. I can still be good looking because I'm married. People act like because you get married, all of a sudden everything is over. Like I ain't supposed to see nobody else that's good looking. I ain't supposed to be good looking to nobody else. I know I'm married. She know I'm married, and we both know that we hanging on in here.
Look, Julie, I don't want nothing, Julie. I don't want to start nothing, Julie. Look, but that's pretty much it, brother. I have to say, I like your comedy. It's refreshing. Do you get what I mean by saying that? It's just, it comes off clean, like.
Yes, I appreciate it. You know what? I think it's probably just me being who I am. It's me literally being who I am and what I was raised around. I was raised around what I do. My family, I would be cussed out, but taken to church. So cussed out on my way to church sometimes. So like, I think I'm a balance of all of those things. But yeah, I think that it's because my stand-up is not, because I do a lot of family life stuff, but I'm very edgy with it. I think that's it's the subject matter that I'm doing that I feel like connects with everybody. And it's not all, I mean, I do hit some adult topics. If you see my special Fat Ballerina on Netflix, I hit some adult moments, but I don't live in those spaces all the time. You know what I mean? Like I go in and out. So I appreciate you acknowledging that, because everybody says that. Everybody always goes, just like you say, oh, I love it because it's not raunchy. Then I'll get somebody who goes, I like your videos with your family better because you don't curse like you do on stage. And I'm like, all right, I don't, whatever you like, do whatever you're gonna do. I do me, and whoever likes the videos, great. Whoever likes the stand-up, great. And those who like both, that's fine. That's fine too. I'm just doing me.
Was that done on purpose? Have you ever struggled with that? Like maybe I want to stay clean, or no, you don't struggle with it.
No, I don't struggle with none of that. I'm gonna be me, and people who like me, and those who don't, I'll see you later. There's no world that we live in where everybody's going to like you, and there's no existing as a comedian where, oh, I wonder who's gonna like. I did that. I did all that when I was doing stand up. When I first started, like my first 2 years, going, oh, I got to appeal to them. Oh, I got to try to, I do what's funny to me. And those who send me messages and let me know that they don't like this or they don't like that, I don't give a damn about none of that. I don't, no. The older you get, the less you care about impressing other people. You just got to do I do what's funny to me. and that's it. And hopefully it's funny to other people. And if it is, cool. And if it's not, then thank God we live in a society where there's content on every corner. There's content. So you don't have to pay attention to nothing I'm doing, which I'm fine with too.
Now, God, ain't that the truth? I love like your little inflection that happens with your voice. Like you just talking smooth one minute and then you kind of like get crazy on us a little bit.
That's me knowing, that's me learning how to use my voice over time to push my point and make, certain things work. You know what I mean? Some things work when you punch them and some things work when you throw them away. So I think that's from years of doing stand-up and just knowing my instrument. And I know how to make something, how to lean. I know when to push the gas and when to hit the brake. I know that.
It was funny when you said, I said, God damn.
Damn. It's so funny at the show when people see me, like I'm in New York right now and I'm getting ready to do Carolines this weekend. And every city that I'm in, because I'm doing 20 cities, and I think this is a city like 6 maybe. And after the show, if I don't say that on stage, people be like, oh, I was waiting for you to say, yeah, damn. And I'm like, it comes out when I'm doing the videos, it comes out naturally. When I'm on stage, I'm in a different mode. I'm not in video rant mode. So it's a little different. So it doesn't, sometimes it may come out organically, but it's not something that I like, oh, that's my catchphrase. I got to do it. You know what I mean? Like if it happens, it happens.
Yeah, because that'd be kind of corny if you did do that.
If I was if you make it like, yeah, it's like me going dynamite or like, what are you doing? Like, that ain't it. Right.
Exactly. Right.
And then some people looking at this going, I don't know what dynamite is either. I don't understand. Like I'm literally about being me and being in the moment and doing my stand-up. That's what I'm about.
You know what? 2 things before I start asking you about your mama and your daddy. I need to give a shout out to my mama and my daddy because they went behind my back and told my sister, who I'm just visiting with right now, when I do my shows, do not give Kera any alcohol. But I have to be honest, today I need the alcohol. I'm having a sip. It's been a tough week. And I just want to relax. I want a comedian to be on here today and just help me to chill, have some good laughs, and it just, just flow like that. So mom and dad, I'm sorry, but I got to be me today. I'm not your little baby today, okay? I got to be who I am today. That's how it's got to go.
There it is. Do your thing.
There it is. Okay. So look, David, do I have to call you David A. Arnold? Because I'm just like.
No, I only have people call me David A. Arnold when they're billing me, when they're announcing me, because that's my name. Because if you say David Arnold, or if you Google David Arnold, you're going to get the white guy that does the soundtracks for James Bond. So there is a David Arnold that is very popular. So I tell people I use David A. Arnold because that separates me from the other guy. And people who come to see me at comedy clubs, when clubs bill me or people bill me on their show and they put David Arnold, people will Google David Arnold. And then they're going to see this old white dude and they're going to be like, he don't look funny like that. And and it's not me. So I tell people David A. Arnold, but you don't have to call me David A. Arnold. But like when you announce I'm with David.
Good.
So like once we're talking, my name is David.
Okay, good. Because that little A was getting on my nerves. I'm like, I ain't paying you nothing, so I'm going to call you David, okay?
David Scott. I know who I am. Yeah, David Scott.
You're going to be old little David from Cleveland, Ohio, okay?
That's me.
Yo, tell me a little bit about your parents, because in your comedy, you make it seem like your parents are funny as hell.
They were not funny when I was coming up, but as I got older, I started to see the comedy in them. I grew up with step parents and grandparents. Mm-hmm. So I had literally 3 sets of parental figures: my grandparents, my dad and my stepmom and my dad, my stepdad. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So they were completely opposite. My dad is a 9-to-5 engineer, race car driver, very focused. My stepmother worked at the government job all her life. My stepdad and my mom were in the entertainment business. My stepfather started a group called the OJs, and my mother was the OJ's manager and Teddy Pendergrass's road manager for many years. So like I grew up in entertainment on one half, and then you have my dad and my stepmother who were like, working every day. And then you have my grandparents who were old school, we go to church, they had their own mom and pop business, asphalt company. So I had bounced between these 3 existences. but they were all so different. But at the end of the day, what I realized, they all wanted the same thing, which is for me to do something myself and get my ass out their house. That's what they wanted. They wanted me to be able to be self-sufficient. So as a kid, you just see all these people yelling. Why they always angry and so upset? But then as you get older, you go, now I see why they were so upset, especially after you have kids. Then you understand. So yeah, they were funny. As I got older, they became funnier to me because I started to notice their habits and the way they would say things and the way they would do things. And that is what made me laugh. That's the part that cracked me up. And so now it's all fodder for me when I'm on stage, and I love sharing who they are to the world.
Well, let's get down to it, because what I like about you and a lot of comedians, you guys put your heart out there. And I was watching you on your Instagram page, and you were just talking about the struggles you've been through. You've been sober for 23 years. And, you was giving us background about your grandfather who had an 8th grade education. And that's something that a lot of us come from, where our grandparents didn't had a lack of education, but they were some of the smartest people we know, the hardest workers we know. And so I just want a sense of letting everybody know the people that you come from and the strength that you were able to get from them and some of your personal struggles. What can you tell us about some of the things that you learned from not only your grandfather, but just coming from where you came from?
The biggest thing I learned from all of my parental figures was work ethic. My grandfather, he worked all the time. I learned that wasn't nothing easy. I learned that I had more in me than I knew once I got out there to fight and have a good life, because I was raised with good stuff. And when I got out there on my own and I was living crazy, one day I just went, I don't want to live like this. I don't want to be sleeping in my car. I was raised in a nice house. Like everything was like, it took work for me to be less than. Like it was not in my blood. It was not my normal flow of life for me to be messing up and drinking and on drugs and doing stupid shit. Like that was not, I had to literally go against the grain of the way I was raised to be that way. It's like, you know what I mean? You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of somebody who I see that's overweight, the upper half of their body be real big, but they bottom half of their body be skinny people body.
You gonna talk about me like that, David?
Let me tell you something.
That's fucked up.
Let me tell you something. If your legs is regular people legs and the top half of your body is like, you look like a Christmas tree, that's your body telling you, we not supposed to be this big. Big people, they whole body round out together. They legs, but if your legs hang on and the rest of your body do this, and this how your body, your leg, this your legs, you going against the grain of what you're supposed to be. You doing work to be against who you're supposed to be. That's how it was with me messing up in my life. I was going against the grain of the way I was raised. And so it just got to a point where one day I was like, I could really be good at this stand-up. I need to get my life together. And I just made a decision, when I was 30 to stop, because I blew all of my 20s and half of my teens partying and not paying attention. And now I'm in a place where that's why I'm so focused on what I'm doing, because I feel like I wasted so much time.
Ooh, somebody need to catch that message right there, baby. You just brought up a story from my teenage years where my mom had a short-lived friendship with this lady that I think she met at her college or something like that. And she, when she was over at the house, she looked at my wrist and she pointed to my mom and she goes, Kera's wrists are small. She should be smaller. And I was a kid then, but I wanted to say, bitch, what?
What are you talking about?
Are you trying to call me fat? I mean, she was a fat little stubby lady herself, but
that's right. I was about to say she was probably a little roly-poly herself.
Like, how dare you? I'll backslap you. I'm just playing, but for sure. So look, David, your family is hilarious. I know you like to bring them into a lot of your acts now. And I have to say, you got 2 daughters, correct?
Yep. Ashlyn and Anna Grace, 14 and 16.
14 to 16. You just couldn't produce any men, right? You couldn't produce no boys?
I guess not. I grew up with all sisters. I've been around women my whole life. It feels like most of us are all girls in my family. It was me and my cousin Michael. It wasn't a bunch of boys, but yeah, I mean, I kind of knew too. I was like, I'm gonna have all girls. The way I ran through these streets when I was young, I knew I was having all girls. So
Okay, payback. Look,
I
that was a joke, David. Damn, so I can't be a comedian. Then I was gonna say you would have been a sorry ass king. You ain't make
I
no men.
I know. I knew what was coming for me. When Julie said, I'm pregnant as a girl, I said, that's right. And when she said it again, I'm pregnant as a girl again, I went, yep, that sounds about right. Like I 100% like just, I would love to have had a boy and a girl, but my two daughters are perfect. And it's a perfect household. It's a perfect mix of energy. And I'm used to it, like I said, because I've lived with all girls.
So you bring them into a lot of your comedy, especially on your social media. And I hear that you guys are gonna have a reality TV show being produced by some heavyweights, okay, that produce
We're
the real
developing.
world.
We're
Okay.
developing, which means
Yes.
that we're doing a lot of writing for free. That's what
Mhm.
development means. So it may never get on air. That's why a lot of people don't talk about development or when they are developing, because most of the time it never makes it to air,
Oh
but
crap.
I just like to, yeah, I mean, that you develop 50 things and two get on the air. So but we are in the development of it, and it is a fun process. We're doing with a production company called Boone and Murray, who produced the Kardashians. They're a very big production company, reality, non-scripted production company.
They
And
produced the real world, brother. They
yep,
started all this stuff.
yeah, they
Yes.
sure did. They're one of the biggest in the games. And so we're going through the process. We have some great ideas and some good energy around what we're doing. And if it's supposed to be something, it'll happen. But it feels good that something that started in my phone has turned into this, so I'm excited to see what comes of it.
Now, would you be worried about putting your family out there? Because a lot of times people fear once their family is on TV, it kind of crumbles or scandal starts happening.
Well, for us, we're very, very particular about the stories and the things that we portray. We're not doing any drama. We're not doing we're all about putting out positive vibes about the way we're seen. If at any time that becomes a creative problem in the process, then Julie and I'll shut it down. Like we won't, if one of my daughters or whatever, they feel compromised in any way because of whatever, we'll shut it down. Like our job is to entertain and make people laugh, not to air out our dirty laundry or try to use drama to draw people in. Ooh, I wonder that ain't what I do. You know what I'm saying? Like people got enough drama in their own lives, or they can watch some of that other shit that's on TV that does that. We don't do that. We straight here to make people laugh and show that, families exist that, can be intact and have fun.
Now, you have been a prolific writer in this industry, and I'll be honest with you, I mean, this is not the first time you're going to hear this. It seems like some people just pop up overnight, and you were somebody to me that seemed like you just popped up overnight. I'm like, where did this guy come from? But I'm sure since you say you've been doing this for over 20 years, right, that you didn't just pop up.
I've been doing stand-up for 27 years, and I've been writing professionally for television for 13.
Wow, okay.
So I've written a lot of TV shows. I wrote the first professional show I wrote on was Meet the Browns, Tyler Perry's Meet the Browns. And then I wrote House of Pain. I wrote a show for Ricky Smiley, a short-lived scripted show he had. I did Real Husbands of Hollywood for Kevin. I did a show for Brandy called Zoe Ever After. I did a show with Kelsey Grammer and Martin Lawrence called Partners. I did a show on Netflix called Fuller House. I did a show called Side Hustle on Nickelodeon, and then I created a show that's currently running first episode 2 tonight called That Girl Lele on Nickelodeon that I did with Will Packer. So that's a show that I own and created that is also, I'm the showrunner, executive producer of that show. And as I read off my credits, I understand why a lot of people haven't seen, because most of those shows were terrible.
No, you were behind the saying.
Nobody saw Partners. Nobody saw Zoe Ever After. Nobody saw the Ricky Smiley Show. I mean, Tyler Perry, House of Pain and Meet the Browns, yes. Real Husbands, yes. Fuller House on Netflix, absolutely. Iconic show. And then Lele is on its way to being a smooth hit. But I've had a lot of shows that just kind of floated under the radar. So, I understand. I haven't had a roster full of high profile TV shows. But now I could, now with this show that I'm doing, that I'm the showrunner of and creator of, it's opened up doors for doing other things. But I've been doing this for a long stand up, same thing. I came behind the wave.
Mhm.
I came behind what's the best way to put it? Whatever the wave, you catch the wave. The 90s was BET and Comic View. That was the 90s. Right when that was over, that's when I came. Like I've always been right behind the wave of everything. When Comic View was a hit, I didn't do it. When Comic View was over and nobody was watching it anymore, that's when I did it. When Def Jam was over and nobody was watching it anymore, that's when I did it.
But you're like, yeah, what everybody at? Like
Exactly. That's been my entire career. My entire career has always been one step behind what the current thing was. And I'm just now getting to the point where I'm in sync with what's going on. Netflix is still the place to have your stand-up specials. I'm getting ready to film my second stand-up special. My current one that's on is done really well. Social media is a way that people are getting found and seen. And I've done a great job in 2 years to go from 0 followers to over 1 million on all my platforms. And I don't live in one space. I don't just do social media. I do social media, I produce TV, and I'm a veteran stand-up comedian. I'm a real stand-up. There's a lot of guys out here who are huge social media personalities. They sell out all over the country and they're doing, some of these guys are really, really funny, but some of them are just okay, but they have a huge social media following. So,
yeah, what do you feel about that? Because Lunel's been on this show twice and she has her opinions on it. And I'll be honest with you, at first I thought you were a social media guy until I did my research. Yep. And till I started my little crush on you, and then I understood my research. I'm just messing. Julie, don't start now, Julie.
No, I think that I'm not going to knock anybody's hustle. If that's the game and you can get in and you can build millions of followers and you can get people to come out to see you perform, get your bag while you can get it, however you get it. Everybody, there's been all kind of hustles out here that people have used to get their bag. I do not knock anybody's hustle, but what I will say is that you're going to see the difference between a comedian like myself and others who have been doing stand-up for years and guys who have been doing stand-up for a few years and they're huge social media stars. They just don't have, there's not enough time for them to be as seasoned as we are, period, because it takes time.
So be honest, David, because I heard you said a couple of good things there. So I want to kind of go back a little bit. You said the wave, and I know about it. I hope that, maybe I can catch a wave. I don't surf, but maybe something can happen. Were you frustrated on those periods, even though you were making your name known behind the scenes and making 100%. Money?
Yes.
Okay. So you wanted to be, is it that you want to be known, or was it something else that came with it?
100% from the beginning. I've never wanted to do anything but be known for my stand-up. I started writing because I could. I started writing because they gave me a check. I started writing because I realized, why limit myself? Why not open myself up to do everything? And I got good at it. But my goal and the reason I got into show business was to be a stand-up comedian and to eventually have my own TV show where I play a father on TV. And I wanted to play a father on TV before I even had kids and was married. That's always what I wanted to do. I'm going to get there. My goal is to travel the country and do theaters all around the country. I'm now getting to a place where I'm selling out comedy clubs. And I've been doing this 27 years, you know what I mean? Which is a very slow trek for a lot of people. Some people get there and they selling out clubs in 5 years. And I would get frustrated, comparing myself to everybody else. But what I have to compare myself to is where I started. I started at 30 in LA and I didn't know anybody. I didn't have a friend. I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have an advice giver. I had nothing. I just walked up and down the streets to the different comedy clubs and was like, hey, how do I get on stage? So, you know, I
Hustle.
I hustle and I got there.
Hard.
So if it takes this long for me to get to where I'm going, it takes this long for a reason. But I'm not done, and I'm very excited about the journey that I'm on. But yeah, of course I'm frustrated. There's not one comedian who's doing comedy that doesn't want to be a superstar. Nobody does comedy to be known at the Chuckle Hut in Boise, Idaho. Nobody. That's nobody's goal. Nobody got into show business to be familiar. Everybody who gets into show business gets into show business to be rich and famous. That's what they want. And then what we realize throughout our journey is what's meant for us and what's not. And then you settle and you do whatever. Me, I've never settled. I've always said, I'm going to do this, but I'm going to keep doing this. And that's how I am. I want my daughters to see what it looks like for a person to never quit. I'm never going to quit. You know what I mean? And if the pinnacle is I sell out comedy clubs around the country for years and years to come, I did what I wanted to do for a living. I didn't sit in no cubicle all day and go, oh, I wish I had tried to be a comedian. You know, I left, I came out here to do it, and I'm doing it at a great level. I'm doing really well. So I can't, and I see the progress, like it's building, it's building, and I see it building. So I'm very excited about it. And I'm funny. I'm very funny. A lot of people don't see that. They don't know. I'm better than a lot of people that they think is fantastic. And until you've seen me live, this is where I'm at in my career. I tell people all the time, you see me coming to your town to do a show, you come to the show, and after the show is over, if you don't like it, you let me know and I give you your money back out my pocket right then and there. Right then and there. I've been saying that from the beginning, and I ain't had to give out one refund yet. Because I've been working so long at this, you get to a place where you just know I'm funny. This is what I do. I'm very good at what I do. And it feels good to know that I'm this good. You know what I mean? Because I've been doing the shit for 27 years now.
That reminds me of when I go into a store and I want to purchase something and it says, if you don't like this, send it back to the, I'm like, y'all know good damn well y'all ain't gonna send me back no refund.
I tell people all the time, you come to my show. And my favorite is when people, because most of my career, people do not know who I am. I've been walking, I'm just now on this particular tour, I'm walking out on stage to a room full of people who came to see me for the first time. I've been doing this for 27 years.
Well, congratulations, bro.
First time. So it feels great to walk out and people go, there he is. I'm not going to lie, that does not feel amazing.
Yes, it should.
Yes.
Why did you name your tour It Ain't For the Weak?
Because doing this business, trying to be in this business, anything worthwhile is not for the weak. If you want to obtain something, the weak ain't gonna get it. You want to be married and be successful in a marriage, that shit ain't for the weak. You got to be in it. You want to be a successful comedian, engineer, anything you want to be that's successful, mediocrity and weak-mindedness ain't gonna never get it. You got to be strong. You got to be willing to walk on this road for 27 years, be getting paid bullshit money, and treat it like they're doing you a favor to get to where you want to be, to where you get to a point where you go, no, you're going to pay me all the money now. Now I want all the money, because it ain't for the weak to stay in this. It's really, really not. And so this journey is about that. It's about staying in it. And that's why I tell them, I said, you want to do this? It ain't for the weak, baby. You say you want to be this, but you got to know what it takes to stay in it. Because this is a hard hustle out here. Go to my YouTube page and look at all them people who tell me I ain't shit and tell me I'm a fake ass, broke ass Mike Epps. And, nigga, you ain't no good. You this, you light skinned ass nigga. You like all that. They be going in on me. They be
that. You do kind of remind me a little bit of Mike Epps, but y'all
Mike Epps wish he was this handsome. You understand? Every time I see him, I go, nigga, you not close. I see you at the light skin meetings, but you ain't close.
That was gonna be my next serious question. How does it feel to be light skinned in America?
You know what? It feels the same as it feels to be however somebody is. I deal with. Okay. Let me tell you something. This is a real answer. it's a shame that we get a lot of back and forth. When I did a lot of work with BET in a network called TV1. Both of those networks at one time or another have fired me or told me that I did not represent what a Black man looks like. I've been told that.
Really?
Now, yes. And now when I pop and shit goes right, the whole Black community, I'm supposed to be, yes, he's our person, you know, but they will shit on you for a long time.
Yes.
Until you push past your own bullshit from your people, then they want to lift you up. I've been light-skinned my whole life. I don't get into that. All my friends are probably dark-skinned brothers. We all have our battles. I think
tell the truth, David. I love this.
Some shit is easier than others. Yes, light-skinned people got it easier in white society than black, dark-skinned people do. All of that shit is true. But what I can say is everybody go through their trials and tribulations of not being white or being a person of color. I remember being in 6th grade when Joey Piazza told me he couldn't play with me no more because I was Black. It didn't matter that I was light-skinned. It hurt my feelings and it crushed my spirit when I was a kid. So it was no dark-skinned kid or another kid of any complexion darker or lighter than me could make me feel any way because I'm too light for you to feel hurt. Like I was hurt. That shit hurts. So it hurts even more when you get it from your own people. And yes, I get light-skinned jokes all the time. I've been living in this body for 53 years. I know who I am. I know what people think. I see dark-skinned brothers, dark-skinned people give me looks and they be mad because somebody that looked like me took their girlfriend in 85. And it ain't my fault.
Right.
That's my fault. I didn't have shit to do with that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like,
okay,
but,
speak on it, brother. Speak on it.
It is. But I've been living inside this space for a long time. I represent me. I'm always going to represent people of color because I've gone through it. Because while I might be light-skinned, I ain't white.
Yes.
When I walk into these rooms, they still think, hey, can he do this? Is he qualified? Will people want to watch him? They don't, oh, he's light-skinned, you know, come on in, everything is yours. They might be a little bit more easier, some people, but for the most part,
no.
We all got to go through bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Some road is different than others, but we all got to go through shit. And I respect everybody's struggle and journey because anybody who's successful at anything went through some bullshit. Ain't nobody been successful with all green lights. That just don't happen. That ain't real. So.
Yes, I appreciate that answer. I wasn't even gonna really ask you that, but I'm glad you took it, you ran with it, you knocked it out the park, boy. Yeah, because see, my mama light, and my dad is dark, so I know both sides of the field. I don't even like the top colorism, so let's throw that shit in the trash. Okay, David, can I talk to you like the audience is not here, just me and you for a second?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. I have trauma, David. I have trauma. Now you tell me if I'm over exaggerating, but I want to call you because I don't want nothing to happen to you, brother. I like you. I feel like what you got going on in your career is exciting. I want you to stay on the right side of things.
Okay.
Can you? I don't know if you can promise me that, but can you just look out for yourself? I don't want to hear nothing salacious about you. I don't want no woman from 25 years ago coming out on you.
Let me tell you something. I can't. I don't know who out there from 25 years. Listen, this is what I do know. I do know that people will show up and do and say stuff just because they feel like this is the closest I'm ever going to get to something. I can say this. I know. Oh, that's my doorbell. Hold up. Can you hold on 1 second?
Yeah, go ahead. This ghetto, but we'll hold on. Yo, anything can happen on this show. Y'all already know how we do. This is live Black television. Never Leveled is the largest Black-owned independent network.
I'm sorry, because I gotta go. I got a show, and I'm in New York, and I gotta perform. Let me tell you this. I can honestly say that I know there ain't no kids out there. I know there ain't nothing crazy out there. I know I ain't got nothing, waiting to come out and make it feels good to know that those things don't exist. Don't mean that somebody ain't gonna pop up from 7th grade, be like, he touched my booty. Like, I don't remember that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what people gonna do, but I know this. I know that I'd be shocked as anybody else if something like that, if any crazy shit like that ever came out. You know what I mean? Like, or somebody showed up with something ridiculous to say. Because I've been a little, I've been a little out here just not paying attention most of the time, not really focused on like I should be.
Well,
And now I
anytime
have
you want to sway away, you won't see the angel on your shoulder. You're gonna see my face, okay? It's
right
gonna be
there
broke.
telling me,
Yeah. You're
David,
gonna
get
see
your
my
ass
big
over
ass
here.
head like this. Don't do it, David.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Serious, dog. Please stay safe.
Yeah,
We
I'm good.
like you. Do you
I'm
got
good.
you got 10 minutes, David?
Huh?
Do you have 10 minutes?
I do not. I have like 2 minutes.
Okay, well, let me tell you real quick before we go. I want to do this. How black are you gang with you real quick? 2 minutes. Here we go.
Okay, let's
Just
do it.
whatever makes sense, you say it.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, how black are you? Explain the difference between a black person and a nigga. Go.
A black person and a nigga. A black person is a person of color. A nigga is a character and a trait within you. A nigga's always got an excuse and a lie and some bullshit behind them. Black people just be straight up honest. I'm not coming. That's the difference between black people and a nigga. White people are niggas too. That's the difference.
Thank you. Next one. If you're getting a service from a black business owner, but you can't pay with money, what are some items that will suffice for payments? Give me 3 things.
Always got a steak guy, get you some good meat. I'll always get you some meat. Know somebody who can wash your car for you. If you need somebody to wash your car, I got somebody who can wash your car. And maybe I got a niece, she'll watch your kids. I ain't got no money, but she'll come over and watch your kids all weekend, won't charge you shit.
I love that. My answers was a blunt, a drink, food stamps, a ride, some gas, a plate, and I got you. You got me when I need it, okay?
That's hilarious. I love a plate. A plate is the best.
Yes. One more. Look, who is the only black person that is always on time?
The only black person that's always on time, if it's your landlord, is him looking for the rent. If another black person is
Jesus.
Jesus is always on time. You ain't lying about that.
Before you get out of here, I got some sentences. Now you fill in the blank. Okay, here it goes. I ain't gotta do blank.
I ain't gotta do shit but stay black and die.
I ain't gotta do a goddamn thing, but I will accept that answer. Okay. Blank. The blank comes first in this sentence. Blank. Don't come over here messing with me.
Say that again.
Blank. Don't come over here messing with me.
Bitch, don't come over here messing with me.
I'll accept that, but I put motherfucker, don't come over here messing with me. Okay.
Like it.
Okay. I'm sick of y'all blank asses.
I'm sick of y'all tired asses.
Okay, I'll take that.
Black asses.
I'm sick of y'all dumb black asses. I'll take that too. Ding, 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 ding. Well, thank you, Jesus, for bringing this wonderful man on my show, David. I wish we had more time with you, but you go make that money, boy.
Thank you very much.
Money.
And everybody, y'all follow me on at David A. Arnold. Go to davidarnold.com and see where my tour is going. We got 15 cities left. Very excited. And I hope I get a chance to see y'all out at the show. If you're in the New York area, that's where I'm at this weekend.
And he's in Atlanta the following week. Now,
Woo!
David,
I got some surprises coming to Atlanta. All of Atlanta, Hollywood coming.
That's where I'm from, Georgia. Before you go on that stage, you just do me one favor. You make sure you go take a base, okay? To go take a base.
I promise you, I'll do it.
Okay, my brother. I'll see you later.
Thank y'all. Be good.